birds always fighting. Hi. Tried to record on my phone, it didn't want to work. Well, welcome to my camper. Pretty roomy, huh? Get out of the way. Well, been a while, as I probably already said. And you better have liked that intro. I had to waste so much of my own time trying to figure out what was going on. And first of all, making the video originally, so it took a while trying to find on the pictures. Second of all, yeah, like I said, trying to figure out what was going on because it was way off. And when I would look at the original video, it's perfect. Like maybe a couple of times it was off. It's hard to notice, but this is perfect. But no, it's not. So it's it's imperfect right there, but it's as close as I could get it. Yes, I edit too. And I had to edit that because I wouldn't want to put any struggle on them. Basically, me and Ryan, we edit the videos. I usually record and edit the video when it's being put out. Ryan's usually one that adds the extra jokes in and fixes my mistakes. Like if I were to look up at, or if I were to say the wrong information, he would say no. But anyway, everywhere I go, there is always sound. Why is that? I wonder why. Because I suck. Yeah. Also, there's more sound in the background. But since this is episode 10, I thought this should be number stations instead, because double digits, everybody. What number stations have? Okay, number stations? They have a old history, an old history. I mean, a long time ago, there was something called Navajo, or there is an Indian tribe called Navajo. They helped during World War II or I. This is the point where Ryan would put down a caption here saying which is the other. Chronologically Vietnam? I don't think it's Vietnam War, no. Anyway, allergies. Navajo, they learned how to speak English, and they made their own code. Their own, like, code language. So, when they would say a code word or code words, they would say it over the air, over a radio station. The people that were needed to get it, they would get the time that they would have to go to the channel, and then then they would hear the words, write them down, or remember them, and those words led to an action like, go here, or do this. So, once the other person that's on the other side of the signal gets the word and they know it, they can use it. But the people that don't understand it, they won't be able to implement it. Number stations are very similar, but usually they're like a one-time pad. Number stations are a group of numbers, like a set of numbers, and they are used, and they have their own cipher. They use like, this goes to that, and this equals that. If you get equals and you do it right, you will get Y. When you understand Y, and you get it all, you will get Z. Basically the message. If you understood that, then I guess you are smart. But anyway, this is one of the first times where I actually have evidence. I have footage. I have a radio that can record broadcasts. And guess what? I mean, and I literally mean live broadcasts. While walking to my house from Casper Kidner, which is a friend of mine, name dropping, that lives on my same road. Yeah! Priorities! No. While walking down to his road, we were doing something. I was walking down the road and halfway, because I started recording, like, because my radio has a feature where once it catches a signal from 16 channels, it stops. It was a number station, alright. Yeah, It was Number Station, alright. I also have another one, but I really can't get to it, where it interrupts the song, don't go breaking my heart! And literally, after that line, numbers started getting blurted out. And so I named that recording the don't go breaking my heart with your numbers. Then later on in the day, I heard Heartbreaker, Dreammaker. It's just synchronicity, and it's perfect. And I do have somebody that was there with me. His name is Chip, my father. But now that I got that out of the way, I guess at this point you want to know more about the history of number stations. Let's get to it. I hope this works. Last time the footage was so 8-bit and messy. I want this to work. The oldest known recording seems to be dated from World War I. What's the oldest recording? We don't know, and I wish I knew, but all we know is it was most likely made in World War I. Number stations are still a thing today, as I proved either earlier this year or last year. Let's say earlier this year. So, yeah, it had to be earlier this year, because I got my radio in December. Number stations can be in different formats. They can be in Morse code. They can just be random beeps and boops of a weird keyboard. They can be a buzzer, like the UVB 76. Or they can just be, as their name entitles, numbers. Well, if I'm going to be able to play a sound clip I have to find a SD adapter, and I will get that in a minute. Well, or so. We'll be right back after this 10-minute long intermission. Okay, so I found what I needed to find. And up next, you're going to hear a number station that I recorded. The number station I was talking about. We have fun.
2, 8, 6, 5, 1.
this next recording was the recording that I called the Don't Go Break My Heart With Your Numbers. Here we go.
Tres, ocho, cero, seis, uno, dos, cinco, ocho, ocho, uno, seis, uno, cuatro, dos, dos, tres, ocho, seis, tres, cinco, siete, ocho, cuatro, seis, cinco, dos, siete, cero, cuatro, seis, tres, ocho, cero, seis, uno, dos, cinco, ocho, ocho, uno, seis, uno, cuatro, dos, dos, tres, ocho, seis, tres, cinco, siete, ocho, cuatro, seis, cinco, dos, siete, cero, cuatro, seis, tres, ocho, cero, seis, uno, dos, cinco, ocho, ocho, uno, seis, uno, cuatro, dos, dos, tres, ocho, tres, cinco, siete, ocho, cuatro, seis, cinco, dos, siete, cero, cuatro.
Well, now that that's out of the way, next up is the history. So, a number station is a shortwave radio station. It's usually a station that has formatted numbers, either it be in Morse code, hell, there's literally a format called hell, don't ask how I know that. Thor, don't ask how I know that. Or just simply numbers. It's usually always either Morse code or numbers, but there's also other things like hell, Thor, PKE, I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. The oldest known use of number stations was, during World War I. Possibly the first listener was the Archduke Anton of Austria. Number stations were usually operated during the Cold War. Because, the Cold War. Who wouldn't want to spy on each other's countries without causing a nuclear fallout? Oh yeah, the United States and Russia. The Czech Ministry of the Interior and the Swedish security system, they both acknowledged that the use of number stations by Czechoslovakia, remember that? That was a country for espionage. So, what I believe is the oldest one of a number station it originated from Austria? Don't quote me on that. But then more countries started to come into it, like the British Secret Intelligence Service with the Lincolnshire Poacher, which was originally broadcasted from Bletchley Park, then later Rotary. I butchered that name in Cyprus. The most famous espionage group ever was the Cuban Five. They ran a number station that was probably the first ever to be decoded. So they were arrested. In 2001, there was a group of cryptologists that cracked the code for the station that the Cuban Five were using. Three years before that, they were arrested for espionage. Five people that were in the Cuban Five were, I'm gonna butcher these names, Garando Hernandez, Antonio Guerrero, Ramon Labanino, Fernando Gonzalez, and Rene Gonzalez. Don't ask how I knew the third name because of one thing. I don't even know.
Conversely, Cube's interactivity could be just a little banal at times.
23 like Elizabeth, 6% like Mary, 25 Bernadette,
That's what I didn't understand. So,
and 26 like Linda. You rascal.
In fact, the possibilities of interactive television are almost
By 1982, Cube had expanded
I'm
to
distracted.
Dallas, Houston, and
Watching this stuff.
further expansion to Orlando. Cube had also grown to
Ow!
10% of the cable TV market in the U.S.
Ah.
Problem was that Cube had been running at a nearly $100 million loss. In addition, concerns about consumer privacy and computer hackers had caused many subscribers to not renew their contracts. Starting in 1983, Cube was slowly phased out and replaced with standard cable TV. Depending on your source, Cube
How a number station would work is you have a set of numbers. You can't even see that.
Now, before we get started taking a deeper look into the interactive programming on Cube, I figured maybe we should test out our own interactivity here at Archive TV.
Like you have one.
What I want you to do
One could
is type in the
equal.
words Snuffleupagus pantages on your computer keyboard right now. Then I'm going to ask you a
Two it could equal multiple things.
corresponding number to the
It would equal M.
for the question that I asked.
I want to make something more simpler. Throw that paper over there.
Here we go.
Yes, over
All
a
you archive regulars
television
out there,
screen. I mean
on the
television screen.
overnight pay TV service
On a phone screen.
How long did each night's broadcast usually last for? Press 1 for 2 hours, press 2 for 4 hours, press 3 for 6 hours, or press 4 for 8 hours. And when you're done holding down your key for however long, let me know, huh? Anyway, while we're waiting for the results, probably the most surprising innovation of Cube is that it allows for certain
So,
eBay. So with that, ladies and gentlemen,
how I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna use
interactive auction.
the Rascal cipher.
This here's a Victorian bathtub. So Victoria, if you're watching,
So, if you don't know what the Rascal cipher is that any letter, for example, let's use R. R will actually become
$300.
Q.
$300.
Because when you go two letters forward, so basically plus 2, you will get R. Q is the 16th letter of the alphabet. So Q would be 16. It works the same way, so you're going to want to go plus 2,
Of course, it may
which
have
will
led to a few deadbeat bidders.
equal,
Anyway, also
that's a
featuring
horrible
that
8,
smart-ass clown,
18.
his regular show, Flippo's Magic Circus, also allowed the kids to partake in the action to a certain degree from home. That is, when the system worked.
But you all looked in? Okay. All right, now let's take a look and see what it was that you looked at. Otherwise, no. There you go. Hey, it was the band leader. All right. Heathcliff, how'd the red team do? All right, red team, keep the finish, boss. You need that point. Red team. No dancing there, James.
Red team 0 matching. Sucks to be you, idiots.
Red team got...
So, what I have written down here is A, B, C, D, Y, C, A, B. The reason is because A would become Y because it's 2 letters before A. The same rule applies for B because it would become Z. C would become A. D would become B. Go down. E, F, G, H. You would become C. Then this would become D. This would become, move out of my way, you piece of paper, E. And this would become F. Down again. Intermission. Ooh. Not yet, though. That's what you get. And these would be... This gets even more confusing when you get to the letters going into the numbers. Let's use QRST real quick. Q... Oh my... That's an awful Q. Q... R... S... T. QRST, as you would know, is O... P... Q... R. What is O, P, Q, R? O! It's the 15th letter. P, 16th. Q, 17th. R, 18th. You want to get the numbers first. Because the numbers would be like this, for example. Let's use, like, one random one, like this. You gotta think of it, though. So, 16. Well, that's gonna send us off for the day in a couple of minutes. Especially now that I talked about the Rascal Cipher. If you want to do something similar, if you want to do, like, if you like code, if you like solving puzzles and stuff, I have a site called highling.weebly.com. I've been able to work on it because it's been on hiatus because that laptop over there, where is it? Broke. And I have to transfer memory from that laptop onto the new laptop. I hope I can get that to work. There's 3 episodes on that. The Tooth Tunes, handheld calculator computers, and Phonograph. The handheld calculator computers episode didn't even get done. I have to redo that episode because you can't get Windows Movie Maker anymore. So I had to get Vegas. Legally. Right? Just gonna send this off. Tune in next time for Technology Weirdness when we find out why the FBI is about to cut off my signal.